Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is May 7th of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage a made-for-TV attack, bombing, and/or coup d'etat targeting Moscow, Russia, on the date of May 8th of 2025. So May 8th in Russia is what is called Victory Day, and Russian President Vladimir Putin is hosting heads of state from all around the world to celebrate this historic Russian victory over Nazi Germany on the date of May 2025. These heads of state include Xi Jinping of China, and Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela, and a laundry list of other heads of state. And so the CIA is planning to seize upon this opportunity and to basically kill two birds with one stone and start World War III on this particular date. So exactly what type of attack is planned is obviously not known, but the most likely scenario is that the CIA stages a NATO-backed Poland and Ukraine-based attack and invasion of Ukraine. The CIA is going to stage a NATO-backed attack or invasion of Russia, specifically to assassinate Russian President Vladimir Putin and likely Xi Jinping, the president of China, as pretext for World War III. So back on March 6th of 2025, the CIA staged the second meeting of top European heads of state in Brussels, Belgium, and this is likely where this plan was finalized. And 4 days earlier, they staged the London summit of 18 European nations. So this appears to be a NATO-backed, Ukraine and Poland-led attack and invasion of Moscow, Russia on the date of May 7th. This is likely going to be executed under the guise of a revenge attack in the aftermath of Russian-based attack and invasion of Poland during World War II and the Russian attack and invasion of Ukraine in 2022. So exactly what type of attack is planned is not known, but it appears the CIA will use the Israeli Air Force to conduct airstrikes, and then a full-scale attack and invasion of Moscow, Russia will ensue with Polish and Ukrainian troops. There's also the possibility that the CIA is going to stage a U.S., UK, or United States-backed or NATO-backed Islamic terror attack targeting Moscow, Russia on this particular date to achieve the same goals, which is World War III. So in order to set the precedent or to provide logistics for this particular attack, the CIA staged 500 drone attacks on Moscow in the last few days, which resulted in the closure of 4 of Moscow's international airports. And so this is likely where the troops are going to land, or the terrorists are going to be infiltrated into Moscow, Russia, under the guise of regularly scheduled commercial air traffic or airline flights. So what's going to happen is, regardless if this attack is conducted by Polish, Ukrainian, or NATO forces, or by Islamic terrorists, the goal is to set the pretext for World War III. So this is designed to trigger the MAD scenario, the mutually assured destruction, because in the aftermath of this attack, the CIA is going to stage nuclear missile strikes by Russia targeting Europe, the United States, and/or Canada. And then we're going to have all-out World War III. And so obviously this cannot be allowed to happen, and this is likely going to transpire during the live broadcast of the NBA playoff games on the evening of May 7th in the United States. And it's going to transpire likely during the live broadcast of the Victory Day military parade in Moscow, Russia. So for those of you that are unaware, every year Moscow and Russia as a whole celebrates the Victory Day, celebrating the World War II victory, as I previously mentioned. And in doing so, they have thousands, tens of thousands of soldiers and military equipment rolling through the streets of Moscow. And this ceremony, or this holiday, if you will, this celebration is overseen by one Vladimir Putin. And so it's highly likely that the CIA is going to stage some sort of mass attack, bombing, or siege, or full-scale invasion during the live broadcast of this event. And obviously, things are going to escalate rather quickly, likely featuring Russian revenge attacks or invasions in Europe and or nuclear attacks targeting the West in the aftermath of this attack. There's also the realistic possibility that the CIA is going to stage a full-scale Ukrainian attack targeting Moscow, likely courtesy of the UK, US, and or NATO missile strikes. If you'll recall, back in I believe it's September 22nd of 2022, the CIA staged 3 Storm Shadow missiles from the United Kingdom that targeted the Russian Navy's Black Sea Fleet headquarters in Sevastopol, Crimea. And so it's highly likely that the CIA is going to stage some sort of missile barrage targeting Moscow on this particular day. Likely blowing up thousands of soldiers and military equipment as pretext for World War III. This could also feature Neptune missiles, as well as 9/11 style kamikaze drone attacks. So exactly which type of attack the CIA will ultimately end up executing in the aftermath of this report that I'm publishing entitled Operation Victory Plan, which is what Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky previously stated. They have this victory plan, and this is a Victory Day celebration. So obviously this victory plan by Ukraine and by European and NATO heads of state is obviously going to target the Victory Day celebrations in Moscow. So we don't know what type of attacks are planned, but attacks are in fact planned. And as I previously mentioned, these could be full-scale military attacks and invasions by one or more NATO states, such as Ukraine or Poland, or they could be Islamic terror attacks by ISIS or by U.S.-backed or NATO-backed Islamic terrorists, such as ISIS, Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, etc. Or it could just be an aerial barrage consisting of ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, Neptune missiles, or kamikaze drone attacks. But regardless, what is important is that this is being orchestrated by CIA headquarters in Geneva, and they are the ones that are going to orchestrate this mass attack on the Victory Day celebrations in Moscow, Russia, as pretext for World War III. And as I previously mentioned, the CIA is planning on killing 2 birds with 1 stone, if you will, by eliminating both Russian President Vladimir Putin, who will be replaced by a hardline communist dictator slated to trigger World War III. And then, of course, Chinese President Xi Jinping and or other heads of state will likely also be assassinated during this process, which will form the new Axis countries for World War III. So, and also, aside from World War III, it's highly likely the CIA would stage Russian biological, chemical, or weaponized contagion attacks by Russia or by China in the aftermath of this attack, as under the guise of a revenge attack, which would obviously be result in a second global biological pandemic. So, if in fact the CIA does stage any sort of attack, invasion, or terror attacks, or any type of violence during this parade, know that it was not organic in nature, know that it was planned, and that obviously cannot come to fruition in reality. So if in fact they do execute these impending attacks, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Last but not least, in the aftermath of this report, the CIA will likely resort to what is called Plan B. And Plan B is likely going to be a Ukrainian sniper that's going to assassinate Vladimir Putin during the live broadcast of this parade, specifically to achieve what I previously mentioned, which is World War III. So obviously, if Vladimir Putin is injured or is killed in any form or fashion, know that it was also orchestrated by the CIA, who is basically the mastermind behind this impending attack designed to trigger World War III. Praying for a peaceful May 8th, 2025. Peace.